Daniel Field came into existence in 1927, and it was the very first commuter airline airport in the Augusta area. France fell to Germany in the World War II era. The government came and took over the airports. This was one of the airports that they took over, so it became a military operation. So the hangar that we are standing in today was built for the military during World War II. So the hangar doors were part of a military hangar that we had been using since the 1940s when Augusta Aviation moved in to the buildings. They were very much beyond economical repair almost. We had many issues as far as getting the doors open. They would fall off the tracks. They were really it was a dangerous situation. So when the TIA came in and said that the airports were a transportation venue, that the doors qualified for the TIA money, we submitted the project, and when it passed, when the voters passed, it was on the list. So we opted to refurbish them. The frames that you see today are the original frames. We took the skins off, put new glass in, and actually motorized them, that was quite a trick. One of the main things that Daniel Field and Augusta Aviation is known for is organ procurement flights. So if you're an organ donor in the state of Georgia, Augusta Aviation is one of 3 air charter providers that fly the organ surgeons and the nurses to the donors to recover the organs. And every second counts in organ donation. The organs only have a certain time to be outside of the body. So when our line service, typically these surgeries happen at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. So when our line service guys were called to come pull a plane and fuel it, they would have to spend another 20, 30 minutes getting the doors open to get the planes out. So that just added more time on the front end of the surgery. Our line service are able to open these doors with a push of a button, and literally you just walk along as the doors open and just kind of cascade into each other. It takes literally, just minutes as opposed to almost a half an hour to get an aircraft out as it did before the doors were renovated.
This is the first of 11 major projects for the state of Georgia. We announced those back when I signed the new Transportation Act back in 2015. And I want to thank once again the members of the General Assembly for their support of that legislation. Projects such as this one would really not have been possible had they not approved that legislation. It makes us the envy of many other states with regard to our availability of developing and improving our roads and our bridges.
Currently, we have 13 million square feet of either distribution facilities that are either in the planning stage, under construction, or are completed construction but not yet occupied. Now, that is significant. And many of these are internet fulfillment distribution centers. And the one thing that all these centers have in common is that they are heavily dependent upon an adequate highway transportation network that will allow them to efficiently and timely deliver their products to their customers and to their distributors. And when completed, this additional 26 lane miles of this MMIP project will help us to accommodate that economic growth as well as to ease the congestion for our residents who commute to their jobs outside of this service area.
I could not be happier about what is happening along the I-85 corridor. Georgia's DOT commitment to improving mobility along I-85 will only continue to spur mobility, economic growth for this district and throughout the state's northeast quadrant. We are thrilled about the relief I-85 widening project will bring to residents, businesses impacted each day by congestion along the corridor.
Without the ongoing collaboration with our local governments, chambers of commerce, the media, businesses, residents, motorists, the true impact and benefits of this program and the project could not be realized. More than $2 billion in state economic growth is expected from these projects, including a savings of $1 billion in personal income. Thanks to the state's investment in highway improvements, more than 13,000 jobs will be created. The possibilities are endless.
I think you can see that the project we're here to break ground on today and the completion of that project I just mentioned to the south of here, that Georgia is very serious about mobility for both people and for freight, and that really drives our economy forward. Now, I would like to remind you all to please pardon our progress for the next few years while this project is under construction. So slow down, pay attention as you go through the work zones, and to be safe. That's the most important thing, the safety of the construction companies, contractors out there working on the side of the road each and every day to try to make life better for all of us. So please tell your family and friends to slow down and pay attention. They've already put the phone down already, so that's good. We've taken care of that one. So with that, thank you all for your support of this project, and we're still here to be a partner as we go forward with this project over the next several years to make the reality of opening it to traffic. Thank you very much.
Our ground is officially broken.
A big component of the first successful year of the CHAMP program is the local collaboration with all your local law enforcement, local fire, EMS, and also our state partners, which is State Patrol and Motor Carrier Compliance. To respond to these incidents quicker, what the CHAMP operators do is set up the traffic control, put up the message board to keep the first responders safe so they can do their job and we can keep traffic flowing and also get the accident removed faster, and it's been an incredible program.
What we do if there's no accidents going on, no motorist assist happening, we do maintenance. We patrol the interstate system looking for anything and everything, whether it be guardrail damage, signs down, drains stopped up, we can call this stuff in immediately to our maintenance crews, or we can take care of the problem ourselves to keep our maintenance crews doing what they do best, maintenance of the roadway. So we really help them out. Like I say, you know, when there's nothing going on, that's what we do.
Working with Champs has been great. I've been here with the county almost 30 years, and with it being a new program, up until then, we've actually had to do most of the traffic control on the interstate. We have DOT that responds. It's just a lengthy response. So a lot of times on our wreck scenes, we're the ones that are responsible for lane closures, traffic control. Being the first really rural fire department south of Metro Atlanta, we don't have the manpower. So a lot of times, single man fire truck, trying to decide, do I need to take care of the accident scene or do I need to take care of traffic control has been really hard. So with the Champs being there, that's just been a lifesaver for us.
They've been a great assistance GDOT has to us over the years in redirecting traffic around a traffic crash that's on the interstate. But more importantly, just normal circumstances, if you will, such as flat tires, people that's run out of fuel, broke down cars, debris in the roadway, whether it be a deceased animal or any other type of debris. These guys are going to come and respond to that, and they can assist us in taking care of those minor problems, which allows us to take care of traffic investigation.
Have a flat tire if you need more gas, or even if you see an incident, a damaged sign, a damaged piece of the roadway, call 511. You can also use the 511 GA app when you're not driving, when you're pulled safely over to the side of the roadway to report an incident and call a Champ operator.
Eating, drinking, texting, talking, or using apps on a phone. They're all forms of distracted driving, and they all cause deadly crashes. A small distraction can lead to big destruction. Georgia DOT and Channel 2 want you to drive alert, arrive alive.
Hey, this is Natalie with Georgia DOT in South Georgia at the Donaldsonville Emergency Operations Center up and running. No power still in this community. We've got pallets of water. People from the community can come get. Also our crews who are stationed here. Got to make sure that they stay hydrated. But again, community members coming in and out throughout the day, grabbing what they need. You've got GDOT crews set up over here, in addition to linemen going out together to make sure they're getting power restored to this community. So we are down here with GEMA Homeland Security, the State Patrol, the National Guard, in addition to our partners with Georgia Forestry, everyone who has and plays a role in the emergency operations in the state of Georgia, very active down in this community in South Georgia. These folks are not out of the woods yet. All of our roads for the Georgia DOT have been cleared, so they are all passable. We're now working with local communities to help them get all of their roads clear, all of their roads passable. But again, there are power lines down, there are workers working in this community. You need to make sure that you drive carefully and cautiously as you're going through these communities if you need to be in these communities. We've also heard a lot of reports of looting in the area, an awful thing to do in a community where people are already going to be putting their life back together. We've seen tarp after tarp over these homes. We've seen trees down on houses. We've seen a lot of destruction in this community, and to add insult to injury, we've got our state patrol and local law enforcement trying to keep these communities safe from looters. So we will continue to bring you updates throughout the day.
Hi, I'm Natalie Dale with the Georgia Department of Transportation, and I'm here with Assistant State Traffic Engineer Alan Davis. And in preparation for Hurricane Michael moving through our state, we are looking at a representation of all of the GDOT maintained signals. Right now you see the ones that are green, obviously, traffic flowing through. The ones that are red are stop. Yellow, you know what that means. But as this storm moves through our state, and as these winds bring down trees and down power lines, you'll begin to see, we suspect, these traffic signals going dark because we will be losing power. So if you'll let us know what exactly we're looking for on this map.
Yeah, so as the storm comes through, like you said, we expect to see some of these signals start to turn off, shut down. And as soon as the power comes back on and things the storm clears out, we want to be able to mobilize our folks as efficiently as we can to get to where we have issues. Right now, we've got 2 down in Bainbridge and Thomasville already that we can see the storms coming in and starting to hit us. But this just gives us a good picture of what's going on and where we need to be and where we need to send folks.
So what we should expect to see again as the storm moves really from this southwest corner upward, us begin to lose connection with some of these signals. And to your point, that's where our crews are going to go.
Absolutely. I mean, the connectivity is driven by electricity. So once we lose power, that's what we run into.
Awesome. So this is just one of the many tools we have at the Georgia Department of Transportation to keep eyes on the road.
So TIA is a 10-year tax program that's voted on regionally with regional projects supported by local governments and selected by the governments in the region. The initial legislation was passed in 2011 with 3 regions out of the state passing it in 2012. We're 5 years into the 10-year tax collection, and out of the 5 years we've accelerated over 50% of the projects on the project list to the construction phase. Our delivery is based on bands. The first 3 years was Band 1. All projects in Band 1 were accelerated to construction phase as promised by the legislation. We're midway through Band 2. Band 2 was 4 years. And in those 4 years, we've accelerated over 50% of the Band 2 projects. So we're currently on schedule to deliver all projects to the construction phase before the end of the 10-year tax collection. TIA supports state and local goals by delivering a large percentage of the program that is on the state and federal roadway system. Along with delivering projects that are on system, TIA also supports local governments and local counties by delivering projects that are off systems that the locals would not have enough funds to deliver without the transportation sales tax. Local communities choose to invest their money in a program like TIA because locals were the main driving force for the project selection of the list. 75% of the funds from the 1% sales tax goes to a project list that were selected by local representatives that are from the region. So these are local projects selected by locals, funded with local funds. To the local governments and communities that supported TIA in 2012, I would like to first thank you for the support and thank you for putting faith in GDOT to deliver the program. I would also like to thank the local communities that self-delivered the projects. With over 800 projects to deliver in 10 years, the department couldn't have handled this task by ourselves.
Our vision of the Business Help Center is really for this to be a tangible, a physical manifestation of our commitment to the state-funded program. We really want this to be a place that provides a significant resource to the community that we serve, to the disadvantaged business enterprises, to the small businesses, to the veteran-owned businesses with whom we are attempting to do business. This is really a representation of GDOT's commitment to the program such that folk are able to come here and really get very practical services free of charge obviously in an environment that is comfortable, that is welcoming, that is educational, that is business oriented, that really provides for the needs of those businesses that we serve, the individuals and the entities. We talked about what we wanted it to be, what we wanted it to look like, and we sort of talked with the community about what our intentions were, and so got input from the community about what that would look like.
A typical day at the Business Help Center starts with me responding to any voicemail or email messages that may have been left to me, and just making sure that I'm as responsive as possible. These are the Business Help Center offices. We have computers for your use, as well as offices that can be used for one-on-one meetings and workshops.
The goals and the future plans for the center are really to continue to grow and develop the center, to grow and develop its service offerings, to grow and develop relationships with other entities that can assist us in really servicing those small businesses, those veteran-owned businesses, those DBEs with whom we do business, that we're trying to engage. So ultimately, the Business Resource Center is really here to offer a very practical level of service to the communities that we serve. GDOT is open for business, and some of that business is happening right here at the Business Resource Center.
Today is a celebration of our first TIA project in Columbia County, our largest TIA project in Columbia County. When this vote passed on July 31st, 2012, the next day my phone rang off the hook from other regions in the state wanting to know how we did it. So Riverwatch Parkway again is our biggest and largest project for Columbia County, and we are thrilled to be here to cut a ribbon on this great project. For the TIA projects in Columbia County, infrastructure is critically needed to grow our current businesses and also attract new businesses to our area. Infrastructure is key for economic development. Well, this project, Riverwatch Parkway, is one of our 8 projects, and so it will again just allow us to grow and thrive. We are one of the fastest growing counties in this state, and it will provide the great infrastructure needed for that continued growth. Riverwatch Parkway project is so important. We have been waiting for the second phase of Riverwatch Parkway since the early 90s. And as Columbia County has continued to grow, this is a major corridor to downtown Augusta and also to South Carolina. 70% of our professional workforce leaves Columbia County each and every day to go to work, with over 1,400 of those going to Savannah River site in South Carolina. So again, it is a major corridor to the businesses that our residents work at. Absolutely. We went along with that campaign that said our roads, our money, and we wanted to improve our quality of life. So TIA Projects definitely does that. So we are very excited to again cut the ribbon on the first TIA project in Columbia County today.
That's what we're here to celebrate today, is the opening of these lanes, which were opened Saturday. And I have already gotten great reports back, as I hope all of you have, from people who have utilized them as to how much it speeds up their commute. And that's, of course, one of the primary reasons for this 4-year project. And I thank all of those who are on the stage behind me today. They've each played their role in making this happen. It is a further testament, I think, to the fact that the reason Georgia is the #1 state for business is that we work together at the state level, at the federal level, and at the local level to try to facilitate those ingredients that make life more pleasant, that make business more profitable, and improve the quality of life all the way around. And that's what this particular project certainly is doing.
On my way to the airport today, I was able to see the value of this lane. a lot of people in the 11th district, we haven't had a need for a beach pass, so we're in process of getting ours. But as I was sitting on I-75 and I watched the traffic going 55 miles an hour on the hot lane, I looked at my staff and I said, go get a beach pass. That's the value. Look, we're here to celebrate.
This is a very historic day for the region and the state. These 29 miles of reversible lanes will have a huge impact on relieving congestion, increasing mobility, and really helping the quality of life for our citizens here in the region. These managed lanes are part of a bigger picture of a 120-mile managed lane system that will be built in the future.
Residents of Metro Atlanta are already expressing their excitement about the Northwest Corridor Express lanes, as evidenced by a multitude of social media posts since the opening and the surge of Peach Pass account openings that we're seeing online and in our walk-up centers. I'm pleased to report that these lanes are doing extremely well, and their performance has met all expectations that we've set since their opening.
So on behalf of all of us at the Georgia Department of Transportation, I thank you for your support of this project. I thank you in advance for your ongoing patience and continued support as we continue to build out the express lane system across Metro Atlanta, because we're serious about moving the needle on mobility and providing our customers options. And with that, I think it's time to cut a ribbon. Thank you very much.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Kennesaw State University is more than 35,000 students strong. We have over 150 degree programs that our students are involved in, and we have 2 campuses in Kennesaw and Marietta. For a campus like KSU with a growing student population, it's critical that we provide reliable transportation options. The Big Owl bus and travel between the 2 campuses is a huge part of that. So the addition of the Northwest Corridor Express lanes will absolutely help with predictability and reliability of that service. As Kennesaw has continued to grow, we have developed a strategy that allows our students to access both campuses conveniently and efficiently. The Big Owl bus system offers students an additional option for traveling to activity points on both campuses, also between the 2 campuses and retail locations near campus. I think our students and employees will be really excited about the addition of the express lanes. We're attracting students from all over, so our ability to move them efficiently and effectively is critical, as it allows our students to come here and focus on why they're here, which is to learn and grow.
to also join the Georgia Department of Transportation and everyone who has been involved in making this project happen. And to our Commissioner Russell McMurray and the GDOT team for timely and efficiently getting this project done. Also to Renew Atlanta and the City Department of Public Works.
Thanks to DOT and City of Atlanta, they were able to complete this project in 5 months using their accelerated bridge construction concept and completed in less than 6 months. And that certainly deserves a round of applause. Thank you, Commissioner McMurray, and also all the city officials who helped us along the way.
I'd like to begin by telling you how thrilled we are to be a part of this special event, and we're grateful and honored and flattered that we were thought to be invited, and so thanks for being here. I'd also, of course, like to thank Commissioner McMurray. He and his team at GDOT have done a fabulous job on this project, and it is, as you've heard and know, a very, very important project. I can only imagine how difficult it was to replace this bridge, which is at the heart of one of the busiest places in our entire region. And it came in ahead of schedule, which seems to be becoming something of a habit for GDOT, and we're grateful for that.
This project, of course, required a pretty long-term detour, significant planning, stakeholder support like none other, and the cooperation from design and construction. So on behalf of the Georgia Department of Transportation, we're very appreciative of the hard work this project teams have put forward to make this the success it is. And again, thank you all for your patience during this important work and continued support for all the projects we have upcoming. We're here to cut a ribbon today, and we'll open this tomorrow. So today's a ceremonial, so don't try to drive through later. We'll be ready for you tomorrow in time for the weekend and for the Friday traffic. And with that, it's time for us to cut a ribbon. So if the dignitaries will move to the ribbon and pounce.